guys, it's your girl CeeChronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel once more, and welcome to another fragrance review. Today we're talking about Washwashah. Washwashah by Lattafa. This is the presentation, guys. Beautiful pyramid looking box with some pink on it, roses on it, which already suggests what it is. And it came with a bonus fragrance there, a little spray can, which is this one. So yeah, Lattafa is really generous, and all this for about 14 or 15 pounds on Amazon. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Perfume Washwashah. Is it? Let me just make sure. Yeah, Washwashah. This is the bottle, guys. It's got this plastic cap with these official looking, fake looking decorations here that look like crystals. Bottle is not bad at all. Yeah, that's the cap. The cap doesn't firmly close, so I wouldn't recommend holding it with the cap. And it's got this faux leather for decoration in that rose, so it does actually give you a clue of what to expect. This is going to be a floral fragrance, I'm going to spray and then let you know what I think. This is Eau de Parfum, 100 ml Perfume. This fragrance has got a purple, the juice is purple. That's the juice there. Purple juice, interesting, very gorgeous. And sprayed it in there. Like I said, this is a floral fragrance, oriental floral fragrance. There's a burst of raspberry in here, pink pepper, bitter orange, French orange, osmanthus, jasmine, tuberose, neroli, and the base notes are benzoin, vanilla, musk, tonka bean, cashmere, and some roots. Right. This is the fragrance. This is for women, but I guess, men can wear this if they like it. My surroundings are already smelling pretty. This is a pretty gorgeous smelling fragrance. It's full of florals. There's a lot of florals in here. It's musky as well. I'm getting a lot of muskiness as well, very fruity. That must be the kick of the raspberry, and that sour orange, that they mentioned in there. It's not too sweet. The muskiness takes away the sweetness. It's very powdery and very, very, very girly, But then again, most of the Middle Eastern fragrances are marketed as unisex, meaning, they don't, most of them can actually be worn by men, and most of the male fragrances can actually be worn by women. So this is a typical girly presentation, but the fragrance in itself is giving me this vibe that, it can, that sourness, means a man can pull it off. It's very summery as well. I'm getting a lot of, I'm just imagining myself wearing this in spring and summer, wearing a summer dress. So it's giving me that summery vibe. And it's also, the fragrance that I'd like to wear, on a girl's day out. And it also kind of reminds me of a fragrance called Grain de Soleil. Yeah, Grain de Soleil by Fragrant, I think. Yeah, it's reminding me of this fragrance to a certain level. It's reminding me that Grain de Soleil by Fragrant is reminding me of this, but without the iris. So if you can picture that fragrance and remove the iris from it, then you probably have, a dupe or, the same fragrance family with this one. It's also reminding me just slightly of Olympia, like I would say, if I were to get into a perfume lab and attempted to blend Olympia and to a certain extent fail by say maybe 3 out of 10, then this would be it, you know. So it's not exactly like Olympia, don't get it twisted, you know. It's in a house of its own, but it's kind of giving me that Olympia vibe, but very light, you know. The other thing is I sprayed it on me a few days ago, and at some point I could actually swear the fragrance was completely gone. So it's got a thing of completely disappearing, and then just as you've completely forgotten about it, it just, you know, you just feel a blast of it, you know, it just wafts right back in. So I think that could be, you know, because of maybe how it plays out on the skin, that, you know, because our skin does help a lot on how fragrances develop. So the fact that it can feel as though it's gone away completely, and then the next, you know, few hours or a couple of minutes later, you kind of feel like you've just sprayed it. This is how I feel about this. It's also very, very smoky, very airy, very musky, very smoky, maybe because of the orange, you know. I'm not sure what to make of that, because or maybe they've put incense on here, but incense is not listed as one of the notes they've put on here. But yeah, hats off to them, hats off to Lattafa for coming up with all these mixtures, you know, that really just blow you away. This is one of them. In terms of rating, out of 10, I'll give this one an 8. Just because it doesn't last that long, and it does not cover, I'd say, all the you know, all the dynamics of who would wear it. To me, it's one that might appeal to the younger generation. Although of course, an older woman can pull it off, but I think it's one of those fragrances that if you're a CEO and you're going to a meeting and stuff like that, you may not want to smell this girly. That's what I can take away from it. But besides the blend, the way they've done it, it's so warm, it's so gorgeous, it's so inviting. And it's just right there at the point where if they had gone a tad bit more, this would have been headache inducing. But they left it right there where it was safe. So this is not headache inducing to me. The rose, you know, in this, or is it the raspberry or whatever fruits they've put in here, take over, and it just gives you a general warmness. So yeah, this is what I can say about this fragrance. And like I said, again, very gorgeous presentation, comes with a little gift there, which obviously, you know, in my case, my daughter took that. Very well crafted and gorgeous looking perfume, and it's called Washwashah by Lattafa. So yeah, I bought this one as a blind buy, and what made me blind buy this one was, first of all, the house Lattafa, and second of all, the presentation. I just thought, you know, I know to some this might look a bit tacky, you know, this bow and whatever it is that's going on here, but to me, I just got interested, you know, to find out what was in it, because for the price, you know, like I say, 14-15 pounds or something thereabout with shipping, this was you know, a decent price, and I didn't mind, you know, getting surprised whether I was going to like it or not. That was a completely different issue. But yeah, I'm sort of liking it. The opening is quite synthetic, you know, in as much as I've said it's got a burst of raspberry and the yumminess. You know, the opening is also quite synthetic, but if you can give the perfume time, maybe 30 minutes, then it starts to unfold. If you rate this based on the opening, it's probably going to give you a very false reading. So yeah, do buy this if you want to, and give it a try. If you already have this in your collection, let me know what you think of it. I personally think it's a beautiful perfume, and I personally think a lot of young women would definitely like this perfume. So yeah, having said that, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you liked today's presentation. Look, the cap is quite, I'm not sure what's going on there. The cap is it already seems as though it's not clipping anymore. But anyway, those are some of the findings that you get to find out when you buy new fragrances, isn't it? So thank you very much for joining me today. It's been your girl, CeeChronicles. I hope you enjoyed this perfume review. Do stay tuned and join me for more perfume reviews. And like I always say, remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.